What do you remember from 9/11 and how did you feel?
I remember seeing it on TV before school, and then the TV was on all day at school, and I remember lots of smoke on the news and just being super confused.
Okay, what was the music like in the 2000s?
There was a punk rock phase going on. There was some hip hop, but a lot of punk rock.
And then what were the major fashion trends in the 2000s?
Fashion trends, Converse were a thing. The jeans were not quite as skinny. They flared out. That's about all that really sticks out. I mean, that's different from what we have today.
So, Mom, what do you remember from when I was a kid in the 2000s?
I remember when you came home from kindergarten one day and you told Dad that you couldn't live with him if that one guy didn't die. And Dad says, "What one guy?" And you yelled to your brother in the back room, "Hey, Brendan, who's that one guy that died?" And Brendan yells back, "You mean Martin Luther King?" And you said, "Yeah, Dad, I couldn't live with you if Martin Luther King hadn't died because you're black and I'm white." You thought your dad was black because he was tan from being outside in the sun.
You promised you wouldn't talk about that.
Mrs. Brown,
Okay. Yes.
where were you on 9/11 and what do you remember?
On 9/11, I first off heard it on the news in the morning. I heard it on the radio and then turned on the TV and saw it on the news, and I was headed to college. And I was about halfway to school when the second plane hit. And I remember that the TVs were on, and I had this crazy class called ecofeminism, and that teacher believed that all evil was the root of man. And when I say man, I mean males. So she had a heyday with 9/11. I remember
gosh.
her talking all about the man.
The man. What else do you remember? Like, what was really defined, do you think?
What was really defiant?
Yeah.
Nothing. Except for the 2000s thought they were being all original with fashion and everything else that had rolled around maybe 40 years earlier.